Hey, how's it going guys? Welcome back for another TOS video. So this is the video you guys are waiting for, right? The transmigration, the new transmigration event. Right, so it took me a while to upload this because I took multiple tries to actually get this team over and done with once again. Alright, so you can see here I'm doing a duo Ophiuchus team. Right, so team members, Gemini, Anubis, yes, Dark Gnome, alright, and then Earthkeeper. Right, so I'm not trolling right here, okay, so you actually need the gnome. That's all I can say. Right, so for the first few battles, what you want to do is to just rack up as much multiplier, AR multiplier for Gemini as possible. Right, once he reaches the times 6 multiplier, it's there to the end of the battle. Right, so you do not have to worry about forming a group of 5 runes, 5 hard runes at the back of the battle, right, because it's all maxed out and ready to go. Right, so I think it's now at max, or just, yeah, now it's at max. Right, so battle 3. For now, it's all just very basic mobs, right, so I'm not much strategy needed right here. Right, so you can see Ophiuchus actually gives you a trail of enchanted runes, right, so for this Sinus here, no big issue, right, very little HP as well, just get it over and done with. Right, so I think cards that can be swapped around will be Anubis. Right, I think you still need AR Gemini for the extra damage burst. Right, you need some sort of effect cancelling card. Right, I can see people bring Floris, people bring in Martiosas. Right, those are effect cancelling cards. Right, you probably will need it, right, at the boss stage. Okay, so next we have Delphinus with combo Orb Shield. Right, so here just spin. For every gnome, right, I forgot to mention this, for every gnome you have in your team, right, you have an increased movement time by 1 second. Right, so I have an extra, like, what, just 1 second, right, because we have just one Dark Gnome in the team. So better than nothing. 1 second actually make a big difference if you were to do that small little mistake, right? So moving on, battle 7. So here, right, some of the teams will be affected by these mark runes, right? So water runes will be marked. You have to dissolve all water runes in order to break the shield for the side mobs, right? So I think the damage wise, if you do not have too much water runes, right, by dissolving the mark runes, you still have some sort of decent amount of damage, right? Not to worry about that. Okay, so here is the surprise stage, right? I died here before, so here you really want to burst this card down, burst this stage down. Right, so you can see I went for the Earthkeeper convert, I went for the Dark Gnome convert, hard to dark. I even off Anubis for the extra damage. Right, so I think that this is a bit overkill, right? But just take note that this stage can actually kill you if you do not actually kill it off in one hit, right? But by attacking it, right, it actually increases his attack and defense massively, right? So one shot or you get one shot. Alright, so moving on, we have Pupuro. So here is it's getting a bit more difficult once you reach from this point onwards. Right, so what we have here is an enchanted red, green, blue shield, excluding light and dark. So for Ophiuchus team, it's basically just spin and not dissolve light and dark. That's about it, right? Because of the auto enchantment as you spin, right? So once the board get like massively overcrowded by light runes and dark runes, right, you can use this chance to maybe turn on Gemini, or maybe just waste a turn to clear the board or whatsoever, right? So just take note of your HP. Alright, so you can see here a Gemini convert is going to remove away all the light runes, right, and possibly some other runes as well, right, because of the column convert as well. So here mainly the earth damage is going to go through because light and dark damage is being reduced in this stage as well. I forgot to mention that. Right, so next we have a HP to 1 and then 2 second movement time, something like that, 2 second movement time. Right, so technically we have 3 seconds because Ophiuchus team, right, for every elf it increases 1 second regardless of the skill, right, which is a good thing. Right, so of course take down the one that is at CD1, right? Here you can actually store a bit of CD, you know, whatever you use back there, AR Gemini, right, as well as Earthkeeper, right? So everything's up and ready to go, except Gemini. Right, so we won't need Gemini for a while. So back here we have Blizzard Combatant, full frozen board. Right, so Shadows of Snake Spirit with the Hong Kong accent, brilliant. Right, so I did an Ophiuchus active skill, right, free movement time, and that's gonna get rid of majority of the board, frozen rune. Right, so if you have Lucky Sky Drop, you can even clear more, like what happened back there. Right, so I only have 2 frozen runes on the board, which is, I think, very close to an ideal board already, so I'll just take that. Right, so next up we have Odus, PR Odus, right, with the lower the HP, the higher the attack, and it's a double attack, so if you chip off his HP too much, you're pretty much dead. Right, so yeah, and mark runes. And mark runes, alright, so we have 3 skills from Odus. Right, so here, the mark runes is not really a problem for Ophiuchus team, right? So here, what I'm concerned is just one hit killing this Odus. Right, so the typical Ophiuchus setup is just gonna be, you know, doing a zigzag across the board to get rid of all the mark runes first. You can see that I actually dissolve that dark rune there, that mark rune there, but it doesn't matter, right? So here is the more dangerous stage, right? It does not look that much of an issue, right, for now, but you cannot leave this stage with 1 HP, right? That's the key problem here, right? So which is why I do a Earthkeeper convert, right? At least make some room for some hard runes, right? And then Anubis deactivation for the ×2 god attack, so at least AR Gemini can actually burst through this, you know, Odus 2nd HP bar. Right, so make sure you have at least 14k just to be safe. Right, it's 13k plus, oh, should be enough. Just make it 14k. Right, you need at least 14k HP for the next battle. Right, why? Because of the initial attack of 13.2. Alright, so have at least 13.3k HP. Alright, and then after that we have mark runes as well. Right, so mark runes not really gonna matter, right? Because Ophiuchus is just gonna dissolve them along the way. So no mass runes at all, to be honest. So kill that off first, right? Followed by the initial attack one. Right, we have to play safe with the CD. Right, always attack the one with 1 CD, and then try to store as much cooldown as possible over time. Because once you're at the back of this battle, CD management is very, very important. Okay, so moving on, we have Ursula converting our dark runes to water. Right, so the lower the HP, the more time it attacks, so basically kill it off in 1 shot. Right, so here, I'm kind of screwed here, right, because I have nothing. I have nothing to actually attack her with. Right, so I did a Gemini and a Gnome convert, right, which is the typical back in the days. That's how we burst boss down, right? The hard convert and then the offensive convert and then we burst. Right, so the reason why I'm using all my active skill here is because there's gonna be a active skill refresh in the next turn. Right, so here just go for whatever active skill that you can activate and make sure you burst down this Ursula, because it's very important. Do not get killed at this point of time. Right, it's quite a shitty feeling if you die, right, at this part, because it's really battle 15 out of 20. Okay, so we have this we have this transformation rune stage once again, right? So 15 earth runes and 15 fire runes, right? So using dual Ophiuchus, make sure you have at least, you know, half the board of fire and earth, and then you can do this if you have time to rack up more combos so you can actually deal more damage here. Right, Elizabeth first HP bar have quite a decent amount of damage, decent amount of HP, right? So the high damage comes from the 2nd HP bar. Right, so what we have here, 2nd HP bar, is Enchanted Tetris Shield. Right, not just Tetris Shield, Enchanted Tetris Shield. right? So whatever runes that you fit inside the Tetris should be enchanted runes. If not, it will not break. Okay, so here, Elizabeth have a rather bulky HP, right, for this second HP bar. I think I hit the compulsion button here, yep, to actually just one-shot it, because if you do not kill it off and you're lacking hard runes and stuff like that for the second burst, it's a bit awkward. You'll be in a very awkward situation, right? So it's like, should I heal? Should I burst? Right, but you do not want to stay in the second HP bar of Elizabeth for very long. That's all I have to say. Okay, so with compulsion, damage should be more than enough, right? AR Gemini is the one doing the massive damage. And then we're gonna move on. Battle 16 out of 20. We have 2 eggs, right, and a center witch. So the center witch is gonna buff the damage of the 2 side mobs there, right? You must kill the witch. Right, so you can see with a stock bot from compulsion back there, make sure to kill the center one. Right, if not, the side mob is definitely gonna kill you. You can see 17k each. Right, so with the witch alive, it's gonna be what, 35k, because it's double the damage. Right, so AR Gemini is gonna come in to heal us back to at least, you know, full HP. Optimal, that's the best. Right, kill 1 egg off, and then after that, it should be pretty much in the safe zone. Right, having 2 eggs alive is like 17k damage per turn. That is not a very fun amount of damage to you know, stay in. Alright, so with that, note that we have a time down debuff as well. Right, so try to wash that off as soon as possible. Right, so next we have Aloha with the vortex runes. Right, start with the green and end at the red. So here, I think I had a decent amount of sky drop here, is it? Yeah, that big chunk of dark runes. Right, that's definitely going to kill Aloha. Right, so you can stay like 2 turns here, doesn't really matter. Right, Aloha hits pretty hard as well, so try to kill it off in 2 turns. Alright, so next, I think a lot of people make a mistake here by activating like your effect cancelling active skill here. Right, Earthkeeper and stuff like that. Right, save your effect cancelling active skill for the next mini boss. Right, so what we have here, Wenzone is going to give you 99 turns of time down, right, together with Orb combo shield. Right, so it's quite a challenging stage, right, trying to spin with a limited amount of time and a specific amount of combo. Right, so here you can see the amount of combo that he gives usually is just like 3, 4, 5, which is quite reasonable, right, unlike Pili Puppet. Okay, so try to grind down the first HP bar, right? Try to hit at least if you can't make the combo, just maybe 1 combo off, right? So that it doesn't hit you too many times. Right, and then with that, he's gonna go down, and then his second HP bar is Quintet Enchanted Elemental Shield. Right, everybody's favorite skill in joint operations. Okay, so what we have here, right? We deactivate Anubis for the damage buff, turn it back on again. Right here, I use Time Tunnel. Right, Shadows of Snake Spirit. I can't get over the Hong Kong accent for this voice activation. Right, it's just too hilarious. Right, so with Time Tunnel, right, you should be dealing massive amount of damage. Right, together with please check if you have at least 5 colors on the board, right, before activating this, of course. Right, things like this happen, right, and then when you activate it, you'll be like, oh, I'm dead, I messed up big time. Right, so check if you have 5 attribute before activate Time Tunnel. Okay, so next we have Florist. So this is where we activate our effect clear. Right, clear it off because we want to actually dissolve hard runes. Right, Florist give you 5 turns of what? 5 turns you cannot dissolve hard runes, right? And that's pretty much gonna eat into the boss stage, right? If you enter the boss stage with the effect still on, you're pretty much dead, right? So here is where you activate Earthkeeper, right? And then the rest of the journey should be very, very smooth, I assure you. Okay, so as I mentioned from the very beginning of the video, right? I am not trolling with the gnome, right? I'm not bringing it because I feel that, I don't know, I needed a challenge or something. Right? You actually need the gnome, right? The gnome is going to use here. Right, so Andromeda first HP bar is actually anti-hard combo shield, alright, together with electrifying runes. So by turning the hard to dark, you can actually dissolve the electrifying runes, no problem with that, right? And then self spin, right? I think that's the more challenging part, right? But with hard runes out of the way, it should be an easy spin at least. And so you can see it's slightly out of position, so I just knock the dark runes into place, and then that's gonna take down the first HP bar, right? With AR Gemini's massive damage output. Alright, so next, HP to 1, electrifying runes at 4 corners. No recovery, you have 1 shot. Right, so here, I'm not sure whether Anubis is ready. Anubis? Yeah, Anubis is not ready, so I just deactivate it for the ×2 because you just want AR Gemini to do its best damage, right? That's all you need. And then another Ophiuchus active skill. Right, so make sure you align, you actually carefully align the electrifying runes first. Like, really don't touch it at this point of time, if not, you're just gonna throw your phone. Okay, so you can see, it's pretty much a GG. Like, as long as you have, as long as you have dark runes on the board, as long as you have a decent amount of dark and earth, right? Compulsion should be up and ready for you, right? Since it hasn't been touched since like what, battle 15, right? After the Elizabeth stage, should be ready by now. And then with that, that should be game for the entire transmigration, right? It's quite a fun transmigration, right? I think it is still very Ophiuchus biased, right? Because of all the mark runes and the time tunnel and stuff like that, right? So, man, hate, it's just making people regret not drawing Ophiuchus, really. I really feel that if I do not have Ophiuchus, I'll pretty much rage at this transmigration. Right, so that will be it for this intergalactic travel. Right, I forgot about the name at the start of the video. Right, this transmigration has been a challenging one. Right, hopefully you guys clear it very soon and grab your harpy. Right, so with this, hopefully you guys like the gameplay. Right, leave a like if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.